All right, folks. Thanks for checking out the video. I wanted to talk today about a recent appearance by Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg on MSNBC. Now, I know he pronounces his name differently, but that's how we're going to pronounce it here. So here's the clip.
The sort of theatrics of Donald Trump being in Palestine were odd, but this is a community that voted overwhelmingly for him. The county that Palestine is in voted 71-29 for Donald Trump. And I just want you to sort of reflect on the irony. In 2016, it was 68-26. This is a Trump county. What do you make of the fact that he went there, despite the fact that the regulations that he rolled back were partly responsible for this tragedy?
I mean, it was definitely an ironic thing to do. You take down regulations, you water down regulations, you weaken the power of the administration to deal with freight railroad companies, and then you show up wanting to be a great friend of the people who have been impacted by a rail disaster. This is somebody who, as far as I know, never went to a derailment site when one of those happened on his watch, and there were thousands, even ones with fatalities. Never even sent his transportation secretary to go. Now that it's campaign season, I guess things are different.
Okay. All right. So enough of that. Now you'll notice here, Mayor Pete, as he's called, he has this annoying little smirk on his face, usually when he's talking, and that's called Duper's delight because he knows what he's saying is BS, and he's getting away with it, and he likes it. So that's one thing to point out here. Now, two, he's the Secretary of Transportation. He's been so for about the last 2 years. Joe Biden's been in office for over 2 years. So they have a tremendous amount of power to institute regulations or rules for our railway system. So if they were concerned about any of these things, they had 2 years to do it, and they didn't do it. But that's not even the problem here. Okay. Secondly, he brings up the fact that there was over 1,000 derailments when Trump was president, and he never sent anybody to any one of them. Okay, well, did any of the derailments have the environmental impact that this derailments had? No, they didn't. So that's irrelevant. Very interesting that this guy wants to go out there and make it seem like, oh, well, Donald Trump's silly for going over there. Well, the people there loved having Trump there. If you saw any of the clips from him going there, so he was very well received there. So again, not an issue. So it took this guy 3 weeks to go there. He doesn't care. Joy Reid points out the fact that this county voted 71-29 for Donald Trump in the last election. Well, that's all they care about. These are just a bunch of people that this administration doesn't care about because there's no political motivation for them to go there. The media is not going to cover this in a fair manner at this stage because the people affected aren't priority people, if you know what I mean. So just a bunch of BS here from Pete Buttigieg. So let me know what you all think, and as always, we'll see you on the next one.